What up boys, welcome back to another TBC video. Today I want to talk about the topic of leveling in the Burning Crusade, and before we start this video, I want to say that I've done quite a bit of research on the TBC beta, where I've done both dungeon leveling and questing on different classes, and in different group setups, so to try to give you guys the best results possible. The whole point of this video is to try to highlight what's going to be the fastest way of leveling in the Burning Crusade, but I also want to say that it's going to be very dependent from person to person. For example, a hunter will quest faster than a holy priest, and a person with tier 3 gear will probably quest faster than a new player that just boosted a level 58 character. Playing on a PvE or RP server, basically a non-PvP server, will also mean you will most likely quest faster than someone with the exact same gear as you on a PvP server, because you don't have to worry about PvP in the open world. But with that being said, let's talk about what I've found so far. So on my first character on the TBC beta, my hunter, I did a little bit of both questing and dungeons quite sporadically, as I just wanted to play TBC and do a little bit of everything. That being said, I noticed questing was way faster on my hunter than other characters, because as a hunter you can chain pull mobs, you can pull multiple mobs, and overall questing just feels great as a hunter. Once my hunter got close to level 62, I decided to start a feral druid on the beta as well, where I would actually track my experience and do things a little bit differently. First I leveled from 58 to 60 only by questing, then I deleted the character and re-leveled 58 to 60 on a brand new druid, but this time with dungeon grinding. I did do roughly 3 quests in total in between queue times, but it was mostly dungeon grinding. Going from level 58 to 60 took me 6 hours with questing, and 5 hours and 30 minutes with dungeon grinding, meaning that in this case, dungeon grinding was roughly 30 minutes faster, and considering the test was over 6 hours, that means in this particular scenario, dungeon grinding was about 10% faster. While I was dungeon grinding, I didn't really plan out any specific dungeon comp either, I just invited anyone who wanted to tag along. So by actually min-maxing your group setup, I believe dungeon grinding will actually be considerably faster than questing, especially with the right setup. I will also make a video on different dungeon group setups really soon in case you guys are interested in that. So on a boosted druid, going from level 58 to 60 by doing dungeons was about 10% faster than questing. But you also have to consider that my druid was in boosted gear, which probably increased the time it took for me to kill the mobs on my own, which slowed down my actually questing speed. A really good geared feral druid that has been raiding in Classic WoW will most likely kill things way quicker than I did, and for him questing would probably be faster, but then again it's all relative. For example, if I'm a bad geared feral druid but I get into a really good dungeon grinding group, and another really good geared feral druid gets into a really bad dungeon grinding group, I will get faster experience from dungeon farming than the better geared druid that's in a bad group, right? One person does not make or break a group setup, but in a perfect world you would like to be a best in slot geared person farming with a full best in slot geared group, which I have not personally tested yet on the beta, simply because I do not have a best in slot geared character. What I can tell you is that on a freshly boosted level 58 druid, dungeon grinding was faster than questing, and while dungeon grinding I also got myself a really good weapon, as well as some really good gear upgrades that increased my attack power to the point where I was actually dealing about 40% more damage. So once I actually started questing at level 60, I could do those quests way more efficiently as well. I want to say this again, even though I have said it once before, TBC is not a sprint to level 70, nor is it a marathon. It's more of a triathlon where you want to get yourself to level 70, but on your way there you also want to secure yourself as much reputation through dungeons as possible, while also giving yourself the option to go back to those zones and grind out quests to get the last stretch of the reputation you need to get to reward so you can buy the keys to unlock heroic dungeons. Sure, getting to level 70 is important, but why rush to level 70 when you know you need that reputation to do heroic dungeons anyway? Dungeons give you a reputation until honored. At that point you need to do quests, so take advantage of that and run as many dungeons as possible until you no longer get reputation from dungeons, and when you no longer get reputation from dungeons, go back and do some quests. I want to end this video by saying that yes, dungeon farming will actually be faster in pretty much every scenario, but it will depend on the group. I also want to say that you get less experience from dungeons at level 63, so utilizing as many dungeons as possible up to level 63 could be the play, and then break up and do some quests. The thing about dungeon farming is that you can go at your own pace, you have no competition for mob tags, which in the open world would be an issue, even with layers, and mobs inside dungeons generally give more experience. You can also play off of class synergies, as a lot of classes provide different party buffs that other people can benefit from. For example, paladins can buff their entire group with their blessings as well as their auras. Feral druids have improved leader of the pack, which gives 5% crit chance, and also heals people whenever they land a critical strike. Hunters can utilize a pet attack to increase party damage by 3%. Shamans have Wind Fury totems as well as Wrath of the Air totem. Warlocks can curse the enemy to increase damage taken by spells by using their Curse of Elements, as well as improved Shadow Bolt increases shadow damage taken. Balanced Druids increase spell crit by 5% to the entire group, and instead of listing every single bonus each class brings to the party, I will leave a link to the TBC Raid Comp website in the description of the video so you can go and play around with it for yourself. So yeah, that is pretty much it for the video, guys. I just wanted to talk to you guys about what I've found so far by doing both questing and dungeons on the TBC beta. Hopefully you found it enjoyable and helpful. If you did enjoy the video, leave a like down below, subscribe to the channel for more TBC content, and that is pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again very soon.